Wisp Sports Radio, the voice of women in sport.
This is the Athlete Profile Show on Wisp Sports, where we believe women in sport deserve equal coverage. Hello, I'm Chris Stafford, and thank you for downloading this podcast. On the Athlete Profile Show, we take a closer look at the career of an athlete who has made her name in sport. My guest on this episode is Ireland's Isabel Joyce, who retired from international cricket last season and has already been signed up as Director of Coaching at Clontarf Cricket Club in Dublin, where she will have overall responsibility for all the teams. Cricket is in Izzy's genes, and with all four siblings, including her twin sister Cecilia and her husband John Anderson, playing the game, there was never any doubt that this popular all-rounder would transition from playing to coaching again, having already served as head coach at Dublin University, Trinity. She earned her first cap for Ireland in 1999 and has captained the team in 62 matches across all formats of the game, including 2 ICC Women's World 2020 tournaments. Izzy also spent some winter seasons in Australia, playing for the Hobart Hurricanes. And she's also played for the Railway Union team that won the Women's Irish Hockey League title. And she says she enjoys the contrast of coaching both sports now. And I caught up with Izzy during a break from coaching her school hockey team. Well, Izzy, welcome to the programme.
Thanks for having me.
Well, tell us a little bit about where you are now. Of course, it's the middle of the winter, off-season there in Ireland. Talk a little bit about where you are now, what's keeping you busy before the cricket really gets started.
Well, I'm in a small-ish town in Ireland called Bray. It's quite close to Dublin. And I've just been doing school hockey and club hockey coaching for the past few months. And since the World Cup, that's been my focus in amongst a holiday set.
Yeah, you've had a busy time of it when you decided to retire. How did that actually come about? Because that's a big decision for any athlete, isn't it, Izzy, to actually hang up their pads, in this case, your cricket bat, in terms of being an international player and all that went with it. So how did the decision come about?
Yeah, well, it's something that has been at the forefront of my mind, I suppose, for a few years, being on the wrong end, I suppose, of my career. But I suppose that when I first started really considering it was when I spoke to a mentor and former coach of mine, Julia Price. And she just said, look, it's really hard to decide when to quit. But, people say it's true that when you know. And I was kind of waiting for that moment. And it was actually during the summer. We were at the World Cup qualifiers for the tournament we just played in West Indies in November. And I said, I just need more. And I always had before that. I remember waking up and kind of dreading playing a match, which is definitely the wrong way to feel about playing international cricket. And I thought, right, well, I still enjoy parts of it. I really, really enjoy being part of the team that I was on, a great bunch of girls. If we can qualify for the World Cup, I'll be able to get through to that and go out, I suppose, at the top of my international career. And I spoke to my twin sister about it, and she kind of felt the same. So we stuck with it together and decided that we'd announce just at the end of the tournament rather than beforehand, because we didn't really want a big deal made out of it beforehand. We just kind of wanted to go quietly at the end.
Let's move on to your coaching now, because you've been hired now by Clontarf Cricket Club to head their coaching. That starts in a couple of months' time, did you say?
Yeah, well, I'll meet with them in the next few weeks and start laying out plans for. So I'll be men's first team coach, and then I'll be overseeing the other aspects of cricket in the club as well. So it's just about getting pre-season stuff in order, and then with the youth side of things, trying to plan all the different levels, what they're going to cover in the season and what our aims are and things. So I won't actually get coaching players until probably March, April. Before that, it'll be kind of fitness type stuff. But once the hockey season and rugby and all that finishes up after Easter, then we'll get properly into cricket training. So that's what I'm looking forward to.
Well, it's going to be an interesting transition now to be coaching the men as well. So will you give them equal time then with the club, or are the women going to need the coaching as much as the men? How are you going to fit that all in?
So the women's team, they actually have their own coach who I suppose I'll be line manager for. So I'll be training with them, not necessarily actually coaching them, apart from maybe some one-on-one stuff. How I'll be kind of my biggest role with the women will be playing in the matches with them and being a mentor in that aspect of the game. They've got a lot of up and coming players, a couple of really exciting ones in Lara Moritz and in Raymond Howie. So that'll be where I'll be helping them more out. Whereas on the men's side, I'll be running the training sessions, running warm-ups for them on match days. And then for these sections, I'll be taking on some of the teams and coming up with the plans for other coaches. So, they all train at different times. I'll be doing my best to give everyone equal time, but it's not like there are plenty of coaches in the club. I'm not the only one that's there.
I'm always curious as to when athletes retire, where they're going to go next and why they make those decisions. But it seems that going into coaching was a natural for you, Izzy. Was there any other options there that you considered, or was it always going to be a coaching career once you retired?
I actually studied journalism in college, and I do bits and pieces of writing for Cricket Ireland, and I did work for the sports section in the Irish Mail on Sunday for a few years. So yeah, I like keeping that side of things up. I really enjoy the writing side of things, but I think I like being outside more, and I'm a people person. And I'm a helper, so it kind of comes naturally to me to become a coach. All right. But yeah, I've kind of more fallen into it than anything else. This job came about by a guy that's in Clontarf seeing me playing a match and seeing me helping my partner down the other end basically win us the match. When I was playing in a men's match, so it's kind of it's not the normal route, I guess. But I suppose it shows that it's something that I would be good at, and someone else has recognised that in me.
Yeah, well, absolutely got a natural talent for it. What is it you most enjoy about coaching? Let's talk about hockey to start off with. What is it that you enjoy about coaching hockey?
My favourite thing about coaching hockey is creating a team environment that the girls enjoy coming out. It's mostly girls that I coach. So I've got a terrific team right now in my school at the senior level, and they clearly just love coming out and love being around each other. They range in ages between 15 and 18, and the attitude of everyone on the squad is fantastic, and it's something that we've really worked on, is the culture within the team. So I would say that's my biggest strength. It always was as in my captaincy career as well, is creating an environment where the kids really enjoy it, but also they learn life skills as well as their sports skills. I think that's a really important aspect of sport, and one of the reasons why it's important to try and get as many people, but also women and girls into sport.
What is it that you most enjoy about coaching cricket?
Cricket's a little bit different because it's very technical, and I'm very technically minded, so I really enjoyed that aspect of it. And when you kind of have that relationship with a player that you finally understand each other's language, it can be kind of difficult to get through what you mean when you're coaching a technical sport. So when that kind of wall is broken down and you really can help improve a player and help them achieve whatever their goal is, it might be just scoring a run, it might be getting the ball to land on the strip, or it could be, getting their international cap, but whatever it is, helping them achieve that goal.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you were to consider your cricket career as a player, what did you most enjoy about that? What were your biggest takeaways when you did look in the rearview mirror on your career?
The impact on my teammates, I think. So I always tried to make my teammates believe they could do more than they would have thought if I wasn't there. I don't know if that makes sense. I guess what I'm trying to say is I would show absolute belief in their abilities and help them achieve what they might not otherwise have thought they could.
And we've seen an increase in women and girls coming into all sports, haven't we, in recent years? I'm sure in the span of your career, you've watched more girls and women coming into cricket and hockey. Do you think that that's continuing to be an upward trend now? And of course, with the Irish hockey women's team doing so well, winning that silver medal last year at the World Cup, that that was another incredible boost for women in sport, for the sport, for the country, but for generally to inspire young girls. How do you see those trends? And if you're coaching at the school level, club level, give us a sense of what that picture looks like for you.
Yeah, I think the numbers are going up, but also that the whole 2020 campaign in Ireland's been huge, which basically says that by 2020 we'll have 20% more coverage. I think that the big difference for me this year was when we came back from the West Indies at the World Cup. The tournament was televised on Sky Sports, and whenever we'd gone away on tour, I coached with Claire Shillington, who was also on the team. Whenever we used to come back from tour to the school we coach at together, the kids would always ask us how our holiday was, and they couldn't really grasp that we weren't on holiday. We were off playing a tournament. They still thought it was kind of a holiday, whereas this time they'd all seen us on television. Now, we hadn't maybe performed as well as we would have liked to have seen, both myself and Claire, who did reasonably well in a couple of the matches. And one of them came up and said, we were asked who our idols in sports were, and I said you and Miss Shillington, and they'd never said anything like that before. They were all amazed at us and said, how did your tournament go? Just the way that they were speaking about it, little girls of 10, was totally different. And I think that's a huge shift in little girls' mindsets. They actually see it as a valid way to spend your time and a viable career in the future. So I think that a big problem has been girls staying in sport once they hit 14, 15, and I hope that the change in the way things are approached will help us keep those girls in sport for longer and hopefully into adulthood.
Yes, well, that's the retention age, isn't it? When they get into their mid-teens, to keep them involved. And I'm sure you've told them that beats going on holiday.
Absolutely, yeah. It's the holiday. You can always stay on for a few days at the end for a holiday if you really want,
There you go. Well, if you look back now at all you've done in sport, from hockey to cricket, as a player, as a coach, and look back at your career so far and where you are, what do you think you've most valued about being involved with sport generally, Izzy?
I think it's making friends around the world and having the opportunity to travel a lot. I've the last 2 years gone to Australia, and when I'm there, I actually have a good few friends that I've met who've played cricket in Ireland, or that I know through friends. It's just, if you're in trouble, you can call on someone in any part of the world. Really, that's probably got a connection to someone you've met through cricket in Ireland. So I think that opportunity has been huge, and all the people, it's just the friends for life. And it's probably been said too much, but it's the people you meet along the way that make the journey worthwhile.
It is, and it's not just on the field of play, is it? It's off the field of play and the community that you build.
Absolutely. It's turning up at your club and always having someone to chat to. I love that about cricket clubs and hockey clubs, where there's a place for anyone, no matter what you bring to the table. Everyone's after everyone else's kids, and everyone's got each best interest at heart. So it's a community, and everyone's kind of fighting for each other.
So what are you most looking forward to now about your career going forward? What's on your bucket list?
I just think the opportunities for a female coach are huge now. It's definitely one of the reasons that I was employed by Clontarf. I'm youngish, but I'm not going to get anybody understand the game. And I think there's something specific I'm looking forward to is my husband. To see how that goes. Yeah, and my brother plays on the same team, so yeah, they're already engaging in mental warfare. So. It'll be interesting.
Oh, does he? One of your brothers? Yes. So, there's going to be a little bit of family rivalry going on there. I'm curious what you would consider to be your 3, say, career highlights so far, Izzy.
Career highlight number 1 would be winning the qualification tournament for the World Cup. We won the qualification tournament in 2015 against Bangladesh in Thailand. So that whole trip was amazing. The whole team just got on brilliantly, and we won the final kind of on the last ball in very exciting circumstances. So I actually didn't do very well personally in the game. It was just a brilliant game. So that was 1. 2 would be against Bangladesh again during the summer. We had a last ball winner, and that time I actually did help bring the team home. So that was massive. And I think 3rd one would be just captaining the Hobart Hurricanes in the Big Bash last year as a little Irish kind of all-rounder. I wouldn't have been probably the person you'd expect to be in that role, but running out onto the pitch and like on the MCG as captain of a franchise team was really something I couldn't have dreamed of.
Oh, I envy you that moment. There's nothing like that at the MCG or any of those cricket grounds. They're just so synonymous with the sport, aren't they? It must be a special moment. They'll live with you forever.
Yeah, and my husband was there and another friend of ours, and we won the second game that I ran out as captain, and I'll never forget. I did get a few moments. I remember looking around and I got to savor it, which isn't something I necessarily would have thought to do before as captain. You've got a lot on your mind, but I took the time thinking I don't know how many more times I'm going to get to do something like this. So I'm glad that I did that, and it really stands out in my memory.
Yes, I'm sure it does. Well, I'm sure you'll make a lot more memories too, Izzy. Lots more to do in the sport of both cricket and hockey. So we look forward to watching you do that. And of course, good luck with your teams there at Clontarf. And I hope you can beat the family at the game too.
Yeah, thanks. I'm not sure I know I want Clontarf to win, but it'll be bittersweet. And thank you so much for having me on and for all of the work that you do in women's sport.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you taking the time to come on the show, and the very best of luck.
Thanks again.
Conversations from the world of women's sports. This is Wisp Sports Radio.
Thanks again to Izzy, and don't forget to check our website at wispsports.com, where you'll find the show notes accompanying this episode. Just look for Transcending Sport, or click on the drop-down menu for Listen to find all of our podcasts here at Wisp Sports. And you'll also find a lot of blogs and articles and videos too on the website. And also our live show, Face to Face, which goes out on Facebook. So do follow us on social media at Wisp Sports to find out when the next episode of that is coming. And also on Twitter and Instagram and LinkedIn. And if you have any comments or questions or suggestions for the show or any of the shows that we have here at Wisp Sports, do drop us a line to info@wispsports.com. We always love to hear from you. And of course, if you have any stories that you would like to share about your involvement with sport, whatever it is and wherever it is in the world, please do let us know. I'm Chris Stafford, and until the next time, thank you for listening and supporting women in sport everywhere.